In this example, you write U to be the vector x1i plus y1j plus z1k. V is the vector x2i, y2j, z2k. And we'll show that U dot V is just x1 times x2, y1 times y2 plus z1 times z2. You need to take the sum. So before that, you must know that vector I and vector j, they are actually perpendicular. So I dot j should be 0. We know that if A dot B will be 0 if A and B are perpendicular, because you have this will give you magnitude of A, magnitude of B, cosine 90. Cosine 90 is 0. If you write down A dot B and A and B are perpendicular, then the angle between them is 90. Cosine 90 is 0. So with that, you know that I dot J, I dot K will be 0. Same thing, J dot K will be 0. So if you consider U dot V, then you'll be taking x1i plus y1j plus z1k dot with x2i plus y2j plus z2k. And then you expand this out, and you'll find that if you see mixed term I dot j or j dot I or I dot k, k dot I, right? All these will be 0. And then I dot I is just magnitude of I squared. But I is a unit vector, so I has length 1. So it gives you 1. I dot I is 1. Same thing, j dot j will be magnitude of j squared. So it's just 1 squared, so it's 1. So with that, you will find that if you expand out, it will be x1i times x2 dot with x2i. So it gives you x1, x2, then I dot I, right? I dot I will give you magnitude of I squared, which is 1. Then if you take x1, x1i dot with y2j is 0. If you take x1i dot with z2k is also 0, because they are at right angle. And for that reason, right, then you find that you just left with y1, y2, j dot j, and plus z1, z2, k dot k, right? And all these are 1 because I dot I is magnitude of I squared. But I is a unit vector, so the length is 1. J is a unit vector, and j dot j is magnitude of j squared, which is 1 squared, so 1. Same thing for k, this will give you 1. So which means the final answer will be just x1, x2 plus y1, y2 plus z1, z2. So which means if you are given two vectors u and v in ijk, right, in terms of ijk, then to find u dot v, you just multiply the x component, I with I component with I component, x1 times x2, then y1 times y2, z1 times z2, then you take the sum. So that means it's very easy to look up a product. You just multiply the I components, j components, k components, the coefficient, and then you take the sum.